Well, Pisces, another month, another dollar. I say that because this month the new moon takes place on the 6th, right there in your second house of finance. And by the way, for those of you who are new, I'm Dadhichi from astrology.com.au. Very brief synopsis of what's happening in your universe this month. And as you can see from that new moon, and also this congestion of planets, if you want to call it that, Venus, Mercury and Neptune in your sun sign, there's a lot of self-awareness this month. But with the new moon in your second house of finance and income, you're challenged there by Saturn in the 11th house of profits to make that happen. And I think, dare I say, you yourself and how you present yourself to others, how you feel about yourself, is going to be pivotal in securing that extra income. Now, when I say this, I don't mean you're going to get an extra $100,000 tomorrow morning or on the 6th of April, but I am saying the new moon busts open the door and breaks through those challenges. You're not scared of these challenges that you see here right now. And in fact, this challenge from your karmic point in the 5th house of speculation shows that you're likely to do something out of character at this time. You don't want to be held back. And that's important by virtue of the fact that Saturn in the 11th house often has a lot to say about the type of people that you're around. It's an unconscious sort of absorption of belief systems and ideas. You know, you've got this idea that you want to make a lot more money, but everyone around you is talking about, oh, I've got so many bills this month, you know, and how about you? Are you struggling? Forget all that shit. You need to step out of that this month. Don't be afraid to challenge yourself to do something different to your peer group, Pisces. That's what I'm talking about. So, here, the abrupt changes can take place straight after that new moon. Look, the 8th, the moon moves into the conjunction of Uranus, then on the 9th and 10th and the 11th there, with conjunction to Mars in your 4th house. You know, you're not going to make any friends at home either in this month. We can see that what you want to do is going to challenge a lot of people in your life. You are the black sheep in April 2019. The one who challenges everyone here. But you may be a little bit impulsive. See here the square from the moon and Mars to Venus. What does Venus rule? Venus rules money. So I'd be saying, if you think you're spending money, buying that beautiful new leather couch, hold off. Just wait till these transits pass. When there's a more favourable aspect to Mars, let's find it, shall we? There's a couple of favourable aspects there. That starts to improve things around the 13th. 16th, you may not feel the best. 6th house stuff makes you feel a little down, a little bit woolly around the edges. But you can see there are some nice aspects here, notwithstanding, to the sun. That's good for your finances. That's good for discharging your debts around the 15th and 16th. And a great opportunity for proving to others that you can do the job at hand, even if it's a little bit hard, because you've got a nice aspect up here to Jupiter in your 10th house. Jupiter is your employer. That's the boss. So this is also a time when you can improve your relationships with your employer. Take some time to, you know, just connect. Don't sort of hide in the shadows. Make yourself known. Show what you can do. Impress. Wow. You know, take people's heads off with something special and fantastic. That's what should be done at this time. There's some sentimentality here around the opposition of the moon to Venus and Neptune. Don't rely on events of the past to make a point. If you're in any sort of argumentative disposition, which is likely while the moon is transiting here, because it makes that square to the planet Mars, you're not going to be in a position to convince anyone of anything, really. Intimacy is more indicated by the transit of the moon here in the 8th house, and that's important, that transit, because it occurs at the time of the full moon. The moon will be opposite the sun here, just a degree before exiting into the 9th house. Takes place in Libra, the sign of relationships. So this is all about bonding with the person you love. And also asking yourself about issues of intimacy, sexuality. Not so much about the other person, although this is about dealing with the other person. It's about how you feel in yourself, and what is it about you that makes you feel vulnerable or fearful of exposing yourself in the act of intimacy. Now, intimacy is not just sex. I want to make that clear. It's about feeling comfortable even in a social scenario. Feeling comfortable sharing an idea that may not be in keeping with the prevailing trend. You may have a political idea that someone disagrees with. You know, the whole group, the whole family disagrees with that. So, obviously there's a tendency, being human as we are, to not talk about that, or oh yeah, okay, yeah, tell me more. You'll listen to everyone else, but you're challenged to speak up, especially if, you know, half a dozen people are going to be triggered just because you have a contrarian opinion. So that's what that aspect is about. Work is very lucky as the moon transits Jupiter. You've got a couple of these aspects this month, which I like. You notice here that Mercury and Venus have snuck into the second house, and this is a fire sign of Sagittarius, Pisces. So we see that this conjunction here, probably because of what I mentioned earlier, connecting with the boss, making yourself more available to your co-workers, that makes people more amenable and gives you chances. More money is shown by the Venus-Mercury transit in the second house. Mercury's quick turnover. Sun also on the 21st transits into this third house of communications and contracts. And look how quirky that is with Uranus. I think you're going to do some really interesting things here. You mustn't be scared to speak up, even if you're contrary. And that's what's going to bring some successes. The issues of socializing may still be a problem. Moon transiting into the conjunction of Saturn is a little dull. You may find yourself in a scenario where you think, geez, what am I doing here? Why did I bother coming? So think carefully before you acquiesce to going to any social gatherings, parties, club dates. It may not be all it's cut out to be. Then the 12th house, which is spiritual. First house is the month ending here with this beautiful idealistic fifth ruler, the moon, in conjunction with your primary ruler, Neptune here. This shows that you're in your own element. You have to be a little bit careful not to be too emotional about things. You've got to be a little more ruthless and clinical, especially because a lot of the planets here, Saturn, Venus, Mercury, relate to your income and finances. Being too emotional, you're going to overlook some of the most important points of discussion. And that's important, particularly because the Sun and Uranus in this communications, negotiations area require you to be on your best behavior and be on point. So, more next month. In the meantime, astrology.com.au. Go there, go there, go there. Subscribe. Call me if you want. Drop me a line. I'd love to hear from you. If you want to challenge me, I'm okay with that too. You know, we're human. We're prone to error, and that's okay. If you point out my errors, then I'm going to get better, aren't I? Same time, same channel next month. Good luck. Take care. Bye-bye.